With the addition of the prologue, my novel is now 246 pages, 87,914 words. That is a long book. Hi, I'm Eleanor Howlett. I write mostly fantasy and I'm currently working on two projects, my novel Living in the Moment and my novella Rising to Worth. So this is going to be a different kind of video to the kind that I usually make. Normally I make writing vlogs where I film my process, where I film myself writing, where I'm working towards a particular goal, like one of my 5K attempts with Rising to Worth, or like when I filmed my whole week working on Living in the Moment, working on finishing my Living in the Moment draft. This video is going to be different. This is a sit-down video, it's chill. I've got my decaf coffee in my doggy mug. These are my two beautiful babies. They don't live with me at the moment, they live with my parents, but I have them with me always on my mug. So this is just going to be a chill, sit-down, chatty video because I want to just have an honest conversation about where I am right now with writing, where I am, what's going on mentally, and what practical steps I can take moving forward to help me get back on track. So this week has been a bit of a weird week. Last week I finished the complete rewrite of my novel Living in the Moment. I finished the full draft, which I had been working on for months, and it was the 7th draft. I've never gotten that far with a piece of writing before. I've never gotten that far with a story before. I've never written 7 drafts before. I've never come this close to being able to query something. And it felt weird to me because I have so much inspiration for this project and I know exactly what my next steps are. So my next steps that I want to take with this project are, I want to print out the novel, spread it all over the floor and go through it chapter by chapter, comparing different chapters, comparing different character storylines, comparing different subplots, and just be able to see everything side by side, make some notes to make it more coherent, to make sure all of the storylines match up, to make sure everything is kind of as streamlined, as smooth as it can be. I do know that I have one character in the story who is really important later on, but I didn't know how important he was going to be when I first started writing because I don't plan, I just kind of write whatever comes to mind. And so I need to add this character in earlier on in the story because otherwise his storyline and the fact that he becomes so important later doesn't really make sense. So I do know some changes that I need to make, and I mean, my next physical step forward is just to print the draft out. All I need to do, and admittedly I did, so this week, it's now Friday by the way, and I have done no writing this whole week. I think because I'm scared, because I've reached a point that I've never reached before and I'm scared to move forward. I've never gotten this far with a project before and I'm scared. I think I felt overwhelmed, but I didn't know that I was feeling overwhelmed. I think my subconscious was just finding reasons and ways to procrastinate moving forward with the project because I've never gotten this far before. But I didn't know what I was doing until I really sort of had a talk with myself yesterday, and I sort of said to myself, right, you've wasted this day, we've wasted this week, you haven't really done anything productive, you've not. So normally I have several productive things that I do every day, like I do a German lesson on my phone, I read at least one chapter of a book, but I usually read about like between 50 and 100 pages, but I only tell myself I'm going to read one chapter because that way it doesn't sound like a lot, and once I read one chapter I'm absorbed into the story, so I want to keep reading, so it's not like hard. I do the washing up usually fairly early on in the day, and you know, I have all of these little productive things that are very easy to accomplish that I do first thing, and that sets me up for the day. But this week I've been really behind on housework. I didn't do many German lessons, I didn't do much reading, I'm not even halfway through the book that I started at the beginning of the week. So what I ended up doing was just watching shows on Disney Plus, rewatching shows because I'm I like rewatching shows. I think it is something to do with anxiety. Like I like when I'm feeling overwhelmed, particularly, even if I don't know that I'm feeling overwhelmed, I like to rewatch an old show that I know it's safe. I know what happens, even if it's sad. Like some of my favourite shows are sad shows, but that's okay as long as I know that they're sad, because I quite enjoy feeling the feels. I find it really cathartic when a TV show or a book can make me cry. I find it really cathartic and I like that. So I like rewatching a show where I know what happens. So that's what I've been doing this week. Literally the first thing I would do when I woke up was turn on the TV, put on Disney Plus. That was my mistake, because normally I don't watch TV until the evening, until Billy gets home, because I know that if I start my day watching TV, I'm never going to stop. Once I start watching TV, that's the end of my productivity. I was scared, and my subconscious found ways of preventing me from dealing with that fear by telling me it didn't exist. And I just sort of went through this week feeling like I should be working, but not being able to persuade myself to work. But I wasn't really thinking about the reasons for that. I was just letting it happen. I let the week happen, and now here we are on Friday, and I have done very little productive with my time. However, this morning when I woke up, the first thing I did was get out of bed, put the kettle on, and do a German lesson. Once I'd done, I actually did several German lessons on Duolingo, and then I went straight into doing some constructive critiquing for a friend's work, a friend's story, and that was productive. It took longer than I expected it would, but that was fine. Then I did some more beta reading, and that took me up until about, and then I did some more reading. I read my book after that, and that took me up till about 1 or 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And this is the most productive morning I've had all week. I did the washing up this morning, I cleaned the kitchen, and then, because I had already been so productive, the other thing that I've been slacking on this week is exercise. I haven't really been stretching. I try to stretch every day and do push-ups every day, but I haven't been doing either of those things this week. But today I did. I stretched. I did my push-ups. I did negative push-ups rather than full push-ups, but I did them. And then I went for a run. I haven't run in a few weeks because my knees kind of got bad around Christmas, but my knees I haven't had any pain for the past few weeks. So I thought, right, I've been meaning for a couple of weeks to get back into running, but I've been putting it off because, again, I've been scared. But no, today is the day. I'm facing my fears, and I did. I went out for a run, and it was fine. My knee actually feels pretty good right now. So today is the day, basically. This is the day that I'm updating you, that I'm talking to you, and I'm kind of just explaining what's going on in my head and why I haven't been productive this week, and why this video is different to all of my others. Purely because I haven't done any writing this week, so I haven't had any writing vlogs to film because I've not been doing any writing. But one of the reasons I started YouTube is because I know that I'm the kind of person who, if I'm kind of putting it on social media, what I'm doing, I'm more likely to do it. So I had a fitness Instagram for years because posting my workouts online helped motivate me to actually do them. I started my writing Instagram not quite a year ago, like last May, I believe. I don't really remember, but I started my writing Instagram, and posting about writing and being part of that writing community on there and supporting other people and having other people support me has been so motivating and productive, and it's really helped me. So that's why I finally decided to start YouTube. I wanted to document my journey. I wanted to show my process. I wanted to be able to record just kind of the different milestones that I hit. And I also want to be able to do videos like this, where I do a sort of check-in and have a genuine conversation, just a chat about how I'm feeling and what's working and what's not working. And if something's not working, I can lay it out in front of me and in front of you. What are the steps I'm going to take to overcome this rut in the road? Basically, my problem this week has been I have been scared of taking the next step. Not because I don't know what I'm going to do. I know exactly what the next step is. I'm just scared of taking it because it's change, because it's something I've never done before, or at least I've not done it to this extent before, and I'm scared that it means I'm getting closer to sending out to beta readers, and I'm scared that it means I'm getting closer to querying. I'm scared. But because I've been scared with my novel, Living in the Moment, my novella Rising to Worth, I'm still in the drafting stage. I know exactly where I'm going with that, and in fact, because I'm changing it from a short story into a novella, I actually have a sort of plan. So it's I'm just over halfway through the drafting process right now with the novella. And because I've got this short story that I'm adapting it from, I know exactly how it's going to end. Like, there's nothing that I'm unsure about with that. Normally, I work on my novella on Tuesdays and Thursdays. However, this week I have not done any writing on either project because my subconscious fear of change and starting something new has stopped me from being productive in every way. So, the steps that I'm going to take moving forward. The first step is simply printing the novel out. I did have to set up my new printer this week, and that did actually take a couple days because there were a couple of technical difficulties, but it's all set up now, it's working, I can print, I can use it now. So, and it's been working for a couple of days. Honestly, I used the kind of setting up process as an excuse to not print out my novel. Literally, the first step and the thing that I'm going to do at the end of this video, actually, I think I need to film it just to prove to myself and to you that I am going to do it, is print out my novel. Now, my printer is actually right over there. It's got all of the paper lined up. I hope you can see that. My printer is right over there, literally staring me in the face right now. It's actually angled away from me. It's like angled that way, but technicalities. It's staring me in the face. Oh, it's also staring me in the face. So yes, the next step I need to take is printing off my manuscript. Very simple. All I have to do is connect my laptop to the printer with the cable, load up my manuscript, paste the prologue into it because the prologue is not currently part of it, and I don't know if I want the prologue to be part of the manuscript, but I'm going to print it off as if it will be, and then I'm going to make a decision later in the process whether to include the prologue or not. And then once that is done, which will take all of probably 2 minutes, I will press print, and then I will wait for it to print. That is the first step that I'm going to take, and I'm going to do it at the end of this video, because once it's printed out, that will be one less thing in my way of continuing with the editing process and getting me closer to beta readers. Once I've printed it off, I will be able to wake up on Monday, come straight up here, spread it out over the floor, and just start organising it. All I need to do now is to actually do it. But I just wanted to film this little video because I know that I'm not the only one who has days like this or weeks like this where we just feel a bit overwhelmed. We probably need to take a break and we need to take a step back. And I guess it's just been a weird week because I've felt this whole week like I want to be working. I don't feel tired or overworked or really stressed about the manuscript. I just felt weird and I couldn't be productive, and all I can pin it down to is fear of taking the next step because I've never taken this next step with a project before, but I don't really know what it was. And honestly, the fact that I'm filming this video right now is honestly helping me, because the fact that I'm saying it on YouTube means I'm a lot more likely to actually start being productive and to make progress in this project. So this has been really helpful to me, and I hope that it can maybe help some of you, or that maybe some of you will be able to sympathise. If you want to tell me about your own experiences with fear or doubting yourself or feeling overwhelmed and being scared to take the next step with your own projects, please let me know down in the comments, because I'd love to hear about your own experiences. I feel like I'm just searching for things to say now so that I don't have to actually print this thing off, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna print it off. It's gonna be good. I just realized that I put all of the, first of all, I have a blurb written up here on the 7th draft that I have since changed, but all I've done is change it in my notebook. I've not actually put it onto the document yet. I have also written down all of the chapter names here, but I've changed most of these chapter names while I was redrafting it, and I haven't changed it all up here, so, but I think I'm gonna print it out just as it is, because at this stage, well, for one thing, I think it'll be easier to just, instead of trying to scroll down this document, find each individual chapter name and then change it up here, I think it'd be easier if I just scribble a written note as to what the chapter name now is on this document, on the printed out version. I think it'd be easier to just do it that way. So I'm going to print it out as it is. And yeah, okay. I loaded up my 6th draft because this is where my most updated version of the prologue is. And I'm going to just copy that into the 7th draft document because I do want to print it out and consider it. Oh goodness. Okay. I have some formatting issues to sort out quickly. We're just going to sort out the formatting to make it the same as the others. Now we have our document, our full document. Sorry, the printer is really loud, so I hope you can hear me over the printer. It is currently printing. I didn't realise it was going to start with the end of the document, but I suppose that does make sense because then I will be able to collect it from the printer in order. So I have taken my first step in the next stage of my process. It has been taken. I have pressed that print button. I'm going to let that print out fully. It might take a while. There's 246 pages to print, but it's happening. I'm just going to come back here while it's printing. This video has been a bit of a ramble, a bit of a chatty ramble, as Miranda Hart coined, I think. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that maybe something resonated with you, or, you know, let me know if something I said resonated with you, if you've had days or weeks like this where you felt kind of overwhelmed and scared of taking the next step, where you finished a project and you have, or like finished one stage in a project and you know what you want to do moving forward, you know the next steps to take, and you're excited to do it, you're motivated, you're inspired, you're excited, you want to take that next step, but you're scared. Let me know in the comments, share your experiences, and yeah, I'd love to hear from you. But if you did make it through the whole of this video, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. There's my dog.
I'll stare you in the face.
I hate you! Go away! Can I finish my video, please?
I missed you. I'm sorry.
I'll be down really soon. You bitch! Get off.
Hey, go.
I love you.
It's okay. That was mean of me.
I'm gonna put that on a blooper. I can't remember what I was saying now. Thank you. I love you. How are the potatoes?
They're cooking. I just put them in. I'm making a lot of potatoes.
Okay.
Because we only have like a few left, so they're all on these pots.
I love you. We're gonna be having a lot of potatoes for dinner, apparently. Ooh, I just kicked over my bin. It ran out of paper and it yelled at me, so let's just put some more. I don't know how much paper to put in because obviously it's quite a lot to print, but that's quite a small slit, so I don't know how much will actually, oh, that's quite a lot that fit in there. Now do I have to press something, or is, oh, it's starting on its own. Oh, that's perfect. But it didn't all stay in one pile as I hoped. It's sort of spread all over the floor, but why is it not printing? Is it too much in the way? Let's just free up some space here. Let's, oh, I don't know, that didn't really, why is it flashing at me? It's flashing at me.
Husband.
I'm fixing it! Oh, hi Gulp.
Can you make some potato sausages?
Billy's fixing my printer.
And
Now I'm gonna make sausages.
oh no. Oh, that's just.
And it's working again, yay! Or like when I... Hi, I'm Ellen Howlett. I write mostly there. Last week, as I and I've never gotten that far with a piece of work. This morning when I woke up, I think the habit, it's raining really hard right now.